I was browsing Twitter this morning and I came across this. So I liked it and I thought, ooh, maybe we can watch it on stream together. Yo, Pamela, thank you for the resub. Hi. Where do we begin? And then I opened my TikTok and there's another new pirate drama. Apparently, there is former Blizzard employees coming out, like, that work together with him. And, like, she exposed him, too. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy cannot catch a break. Like, fuck. Tiger, thank you for the resub. It's crazy. There's no way. But yeah, holy, I'm so invested. Like, damn. But you know what I thought was funny? I looked up PirateSoftware on Twitter. And I think that's the best thing he can do at this point. He changed his fucking profile picture. He changed his profile. I can W pirate for that one. I mean, at this point, what are you gonna do, you know? Amy, thank you for the free ad and free exposure. Do you know, like, it is a lot of free exposure, but I saw he lost so many followers, shit. I don't really use those sites to, like, track your status, but I think he lost 100,000 followers on Twitch. That is more followers that I even have in how many years? Look, I have 89,000 followers, yeah? That is more followers than I have. He lost in 1 month. That's crazy. And minus 200k on YouTube? Oh my god. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, here I already opened it. This streamer's never wrong. This is like a 3-minute animation. But as I was searching for it, I also saw this. PirateSoftware never talks about Blizzard's supercut. I think I saw like, snippets of it. So we can watch this. You saw this already?
I was watching a video that was critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talk about it. When I worked
I never talk about it.
at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
I mean, look, I also forget what I talk about. Do you know? Okay, Pirate Protector, a little bit. When you stream this long, I think he streams like 12 hours a day or something insane. I think your brain turns into mush and you forget what you talk about. And at some point, you just talk out of your ass because that's what I'm doing. And then there's no way you can remember everything that you say when you don't stop talking for 12 hours every day for years. There's no way. So he probably forgot. Maybe.
Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment and Blizzard. Because having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard. Blizzard. Game industry for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard. Yeah, no, I worked at Blizzard back when I used to work at Blizzard when I was at Blizzard. For those who don't understand, like, I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. I know how to do that because I worked at Blizzard. Example of this when I was at Blizzard. How do you know so many things? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I don't think I'm better than other people. I do think that it's funny because you key on that. There's a lot of people that brought that up. And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting. When in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there.
I
want you to listen to the script.
Remember when we watched the whole fucking like Dr. K interview? The interview was 3 hours, and I reacted to it for an entire day for 6 hours, and I uploaded 6 hours to YouTube, and people fucking watch that shit. 6 hours. But the interview was so crazy interesting to me because I don't know. I feel so close. I've never felt so like close to like drama. Like, again, guys, I don't hate Pirate. I think it is very funny, I think it is very funny, but then he put the fucking then he put it as his fucking your poker thinks you for the gift. I mean, I think that's the best thing he can do. He can just embrace it at this point, you know? Oh my god. But you know, how can you be so... There is just something about him that is like so entertaining about this drama. I've never been so invested in any drama. And yeah, here. Why we're watching this is because of this too. Like, apparently, like, his co-worker came out about Pirate. I'm like, holy shit! She lived with him! That is... Chat. That is from Naruto, no? Black Ops? Black Ops mask? Okay, fuck. Okay, anyways, yeah. She came out and talked about him. And... yeah, said some stuff. Dude, I kind of feel... I do feel bad for him in a way. But, like... I wonder why, like... Maybe let's watch this later too. I wonder why she felt the need to like came out about him. Maybe it was fucked up. That's not Naruto? Oh fuck. Yeah, watched. Okay, maybe not. Okay, here we go. Wait. Oh, go back to this.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
I actually am the first second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee ever. The first second-generation Blizzard employee. First second-generation Blizzard employee. So I'm second-generation Blizzard. I'm the first second-generation Blizzard employee that ever existed in the company. I'm also a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was a second-generation Blizzard employee. I was the first...
I'm sorry, this is so fucking funny.
First second-generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second-generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked. And I work at Blizzard. Or I worked at Blizzard. There's me eating a sandwich. Yeah, that was actually at Blizzard.
Okay, maybe the Blizzard employee, they were offended because he said working for Blizzard sucked. And when he then, if the co-workers see them like, ooh, yeah, I can tell you why it sucked, you bitch. Because he implied that working with them was not fun. Ooh, or bad?
I think it was my first...
Maybe?
I think it was 2009. It was me picking a safe. It was me cracking a safe.
Maybe that's why she came out.
At Blizzard.
What's that? Oh, it's a picture of him.
Blizzard.
Working at
Your
Blizzard.
Blizzard stories are fake? Which Blizzard story do you think is fake?
I played this game, by the way.
Would you like to talk to me or my dad that worked at Blizzard for 23 years that's currently in chat? Which one do you want?
That's crazy.
Would you like to talk to me or my dad that worked at Blizzard for 23 years that's currently in chat? Which one do you want?
Oh my god.
Blizzard. There's me eating a sandwich. Yeah, that was actually...
Talk to my dad in chat. Fuck you. Oh my god. Oh, that's not. Oh my god. Can't get over this. I wish he commented on it. I want Pirate's reaction on this because obviously he has seen it because he updated his profile picture. That's the funny clip of him talking with his father.
But since you did, last month was my birthday and you missed it. You didn't call me. Neither did your brother. You guys both ignored me for my birthday.
That isn't true. I sent you a text.
No, you did not.
Bullshit.
That was last year.
Bullshit.
Are they streaming together? It's kind of cute, no?
I got nothing. You sent me one last year.
Did I send you one last year? Am I a shitty son? Oh man. Yeah. It was last year. Wow.
Oh.
I want everybody to know that Thor did not say anything to his father.
Wait, is his name Jason or Thor? Excuse me, Thor. Did he change his name or something? What's his second name? Jason. Nah. Ooh. Yeah, I wonder why his dad exposed him like on stream. Maybe he also has some resentment towards him, because that's crazy. Imagine your son gets hated on by the entire internet and then you pile onto him too. Like, holy shit. Okay,
Father for his birthday a month ago.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't text you anything after that last happy birthday, so it's still the same one. It still counts.
Your logic sucks.
Your logic sucks. Oh. Damn, is his dad secretly a hater too? Like, oh my god. That's crazy. Oy, oy, oy. Damn. Yeah, that's... the dad is a hate watcher. He didn't text his dad for a year. Wait, not everybody has a good relationship with their parents, right? But he mentions his dad like a lot, so, and they work together, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we can't, like, it is what it is, right? we don't know what's going on between them, but yeah, but they're streaming together and stuff, so yeah, his dad worked at Blizzard too. Wanna watch the MeatCanyon video now, like the animation? Or do you wanna watch the... Oh my god! Or do you wanna watch the interview with PirateSoftware's ex-roommate, who was his, Blizzard? I think she was his co-worker? MeatCanyon first? Okay, interview first? Oh my god! MeatCanyon, fuck it. It seems to be like 50-50 in the chat. This is probably really good. Chat, would you like to have a MeatCanyon video made about you? And it's probably like really fucked up, but it's still probably funny too. Oh my god! I think I would... It would give you a lot of exposure. Okay, 1 sec, let me get a drink. I've seen XQC get one too. Oh, I saw the XQC one. It's good. Like, they're so good. You ready? Last boba was long ago. Very long ago. I'm ready.
Yeah, Chad, so today I was supposedly cursed. I saw this woman breastfeeding her child in a non-optimal way, so being the kind man I am, I showed her
The
how to
animation
do it
is so good. Yeah, guys, there's paint in the background because, like, when I see like shorts of him or like TikToks, he always like paints something in paint. That's good.
I
Good
told her
already.
you should have the child latch at a 30-degree angle. That way, when her milk begins to extrude from the channel, it will flow more rapidly with the babe's suction, as followed.
No! Ew!
She got irrationally angry.
That was a lot. That's a lot. What? Whoa.
She got irrationally angry when I proved her wrong and put a curse on me. Not that I believe in curses or anything.
The curse is real. Look at your legs.
I can barely feel it. Pain is actually an illusion played on by the mind that...
You fool! Don't you see your arrogance? Need I remind you that's what got us fired from Blizzard?
Yeah, so I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I barely think about it. It's actually funny, Chad. I'm considered the first second generational hire at the company. Not that I even
We just watched all those clips.
think about it.
You're not even streaming right now!
Oh, I knew that. I knew that, and I was just practicing before I go live. It's the most optimal way a streamer stays fresh when.
What is he turning into?
You can at
Oh
least
my
admit
God.
that telling a woman how to breastfeed her child was wrong.
I would be willing to concede such an argument if it wasn't something I'm so well versed in. Let me explain. You see, a gypsy's
me
breast is
explain.
typically in the cup size of B to C, albeit small. It provides ample milk for her freshborn.
He can't
Your
stop.
ego is going to kill us. Admit to yourself, you can be wrong. For
He can't.
us.
I can be wrong. But I just think a mother should breastfeed her child.
What the fuck is that? No, it's already over. Wait, that was so good though. What? Oh. Do I need a? Oh, I need a whole fucking movie. Damn. Ah, that's so good. The XQC one is good too. We should watch that too. MeatCanyon. I remember I've already seen it, but I watched it by myself. Probably most popular, right? King of Mukbang. I know this guy. What's he called again? Forgot. Almighty Bones, thank you for the 6 months. Yeah, Nicocado Avocado. Yes. Here, XQC.
Chat, like you don't even have to even like put together, you know, like what this is crazy, chat. You know, like it's crazy. You know, like it's kind of insane. You know, when you.
That's so insane. Oh my god.
When they do this, you know, I mean, what am I even looking at, chat? Like this is insane. You know, like it's absolutely wild.
Ooh, yeah, remember this. All the fucking money.
Why don't we just take some here and leave? You could spot us at any time.
Isn't it crazy how rich fucking streamers are? Like, holy shit. I saw a clip of Trainwreck. He was gambling. And he gambled $6,000 per spin. It goes like spin, spin, spin. Like, it's so insane. You're a streamer? Yeah, but I'm not like omega rich.
If we're gonna do this, we should do it right. There's
What's
more
fake
valuable
money?
items further down.
This is absolutely insane, chat. Like it's absolutely crazy. Like
There they are.
Just rich then. If I had stayed during OnlyFans peak, if it stayed like that, yeah, then I would be rich. Yeah.
What? Don't be a fool.
Chat, remember at some point when I was rate leading my MC, I had like 10,000 viewers. That was crazy. That was so insane.
And their family's future for generations to come.
He won't even notice it being gone. Look how much he already has.
I stayed high. I'm not blaming shit. Ooh.
You clumsy idiot! Grab the treasure and let's get out of here! Come on, let's go!
someone's trying to steal my treasure. I mean, it's crazy, but you know,
Dude, the voice is so accurate.
I need the treasure. It's my treasure. You know, like It's my goal, chat. You know, like people like I don't really need it or anything. Like it's crazy, but you're right. I got reviews, chat. Like I need them for YouTube vlogs, chat. You know, because people will miss the streams. Like you know what I mean, chat. Like it's crazy, chat. Like I have views now. You know, it's one of these things where it's mine now, chat. Like not that I really need them, chat, but. I do what I have to do, chat. You know, like it is. I know that there's one more person in here, chat. Like, wow.
Man, this is so good.
You could come into my treasure vault and get away with it, chat. Wow, that's great, chat. I know there's one more person in here. And I don't see what There's nowhere to run, chat. There's nowhere to run. So don't even try running because you won't even really come to get past me, chat. You will pay for what you have done. I don't even need this gold, chat, but it's mine. Now give me your eyes. I will take your eyes. Just like your friends, I would take your friends' eyes. I would take your eyes again. I will do it again, chat. You will join them soon enough and be here forever to stay with me. And I. This is crazy, chat. If I could just find it, the views, chat, then maybe I could find it. Where to go, chat? Wow, chat. Wow, chat. This is wow, chat. This is I got the YouTube vlogs, chat. Like I have to even put it in the YouTube vlogs, maybe. Ribbit chat, ribbit chat, ribbit chat. I just need to find it in the fast chat.
Damn. That was real good. Want to watch the interview too, or should we play games? Today, I wanted to play, here, check this. Observation Duty interview, worth it. And then maybe more WoW Arena. Ooh, chat, if you weren't here yesterday, by the way, I refunded the Shire. 29 euros I'm getting back from Steam Slave. The Shire was so fucking bad, man. Oh yeah, later Arena maybe? Okay, well, let's watch the interview. Ooh, yeah, the way I knew that there was an interview like that, because honestly, chat, I go onto fucking TikTok and I feel like I get so much pirate drama recommended. I guess it's just my algorithm because I keep staying on those videos. They're here. Like, I think so many people talk about this. It's not even like the Twitch bubble. I think it's just like it's like everywhere.
Pirate Software drama where an ex-roommate and co-worker exposed to a case he was really doing while working at Blizzard. See, this YouTuber called Quintheo got in contact with a girl named Cynthia who worked at Blizzard for 5 years and was actually Pirate Superior while QA testing on Diablo 3. Now, because...
Okay, this is gonna be spoilers, so let's watch the video. I mean, it's crazy how far this fucking pirate thing like went, and yeah, I wonder if he can recover from this. Like we talked about this like months ago. I did say he has to like embrace the memes and maybe just you know what he should do. I feel like he should do one stream where he addresses. I feel like this could be a turning point actually, like him watching the MeatCanyon video. And
yeah, Chad, so...
And basically, just laughing about it. And say, yeah, kind of true. Too late? I think that if he would be, like, self-aware and see what he's been doing, I think people could turn around. At least some. And then watch it, you know what? Then they go back into WoW. And we go back into Diamond with the people that were there too. Do a Diamond run. Fuck it. And then he has to run out with everybody and use Blizzard and save the group. Yes. Back with Yamato in there. Back with Snoopy in there. And because Take me too, because I want the cloud too. Fuck it. I want to be there for the moment. And then one more person. That'd be fucking sick, man. That'd be so sick. Nah, that'd be so fucking funny. But I think even when it was only like an OnlyFans drama, and not so many people. Joker too, yeah, that'll be fun. And people really didn't care about this. I also said, okay, Pirate, just say sorry. And fuck it. We can still do dungeons together. You know? Like, we even wanted to do CNN. Imagine, chat, he came onto CNN. It would have changed the whole thing. We do CNN interview. We ask some sick questions. Like, Zico, he would have turned it around with me. Made it worse? No, we couldn't have made it worse. Look how it looks now. Like, there. Yeah, we would have saved him, man. That's all we wanted to do.
I interviewed an ex-coworker and roommate of PirateSoftware. Now, you guys saw the first part of that interview last week when I talked about the Twitch terms of services. This person had worked at Twitch for 8 years, as well as working at Blizzard alongside PirateSoftware. I figured the information was so different from the beginning of our interview to the end of it that I wanted to separate it between two separate parts. And I apologize for this one not coming out sooner, which if you want more info on that entire debacle, check out my last video. But we go into detail from PirateSoftware even on his first day on the job, apparently just browsing Reddit. For a man that says that he didn't get his job through nepotism the second time, which is when this would have taken place, it doesn't really line up.
And like, this is kind of my whole career, right? My first job I got through nepotism, 100%. My dad worked at Blizzard for 23 years. Then I came back to Blizzard in 2009, and I applied. Not having his help in any way, I got the job.
More than that, though, we dive into the roommates' experiences and how they only ended up lasting about a week before putting their foot down and saying that Pirate needed to leave. But with all of that out of the way, just last two things. Number one, shout out to my parents and my brother and my fiance's parents as they grouped together and got this really cool neon sign, which unfortunately flickers. So I don't know if you guys will see it in another video, but it looks really sick. Special thank you to them. They got it as a surprise because the channel's been doing well recently. So thank you again to all of you if you're watching. And lastly, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It really helps out trying to hit 100K by the end of the year. We're about to hit 80, which is insane. But just that single press of a button helps me a great deal. And if you end up hating me later, it's just another button tap away. Also, liking the video helps out. So if you find the information in this video useful, give it a thumbs up, get other people to see it. But regardless,
84,000.
Thank you for watching.
Like it's
nice to meet you. If you could just kind of give your name and then just kind of your experience with Twitch and just kind of your experience with Pirate, everything in between that you think would be relevant to what we're going to talk about today.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Hall. I go by Ludiana online. I am a lifelong artisan cosplayer. I worked for 5 years at Blizzard and then 8 years at Twitch. And I happen to work with PirateSoftware at Blizzard as...
What? That is actually so juicy. Holy shit.
On Diablo 3.
Really quick,
Diablo
number
3.
one, you share last name. But
Chet Hearthstone poster. Ooh. Damn.
Number two, Wrangler. So what is that? What does that mean to be a Wrangler for someone during? So you said it was during Diablo 3 testing?
Yes. Basically, what happened is we share the same last name. That's why I don't mind sharing my last name. When I joined the company, they literally thought that we were related. Because
how awkward. Is Hall like a common name? How awkward. You're not related and the same fucking name.
Him, so they thought that I was his older sister, and they thought that with me coming in, I could potentially handle him, and he would be less of a problem.
He was a problem.
Together. So this was a thing that I had to clarify, like day one of me moving.
And why was he a problem? Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
So this was, the assumption was, oh, okay, they're siblings. She can kind of tune.
Yes. And he'll be less of a problem because we're related and I could go tell daddy.
That's really funny. With him, so with this, me.
Oh, so, okay, his co-workers were afraid because his dad is like an executive at the company. They're afraid to like get kicked out or something or like be in bad standings. That is fucked up. It's fucked up there to think that way. But dude, she seems she seems like she has a lot of pent up anger right now. Like I'm getting some vibes here. Like she seems like relieved that she can talk about this. Like damn.
Him being a problem. Now, is that unique to Pirate, or is that just to speak to every new person coming into the company?
That was speaking to him, and it was not that he was an HR violation problem. Don't get me wrong. He's very charismatic. He is easy to get along with socially. However, he was very neglectful of actual work. He was hard to rein in. He was hard to get to focus on anything important. Like he wanted to do what he wanted to do. And it wasn't like he was a jerk about it. Like I don't want to misconstrue that at all. I'm sure everybody has seen his streams. Like he pulls off the personality, you know, like he.
What makes an ex-roommate want to talk about you this way? I really wonder what happened. That is so like damaging. Okay. Oh, fuck.
He's nice to his coworkers.
Because she says he's like nice and stuff.
When we're talking about what's important for, let's say, for instance, the Diablo 3 testing, so what was the important stuff that he needed to take care of, and then what was he doing alternatively?
So I was also the person who wrote all of the test cases. He was on the monsters team with me. So we're talking dealing with all the spawns in the game, all the boss testing, having to do all the smoke tests whenever there were new builds, that just end to end, make a character run through to skeleton king kill. Like that's just testing the builds. Whatever the task was for the day, it could just be spawning different monsters and testing their affixes to see how they perform. That easy. But he would just kind of create a character and idle in the client and read Reddit. That's literally what he did.
You have a job where you can just like play a game and you still just read Reddit? It's crazy. You get paid to play the video game? And at a company that you're so proud of? And you're on fucking Reddit?
He sat in front of me and I was assigning the tasks. So not only did I see the work he was not doing, I saw what he was doing instead the entire time.
Okay, so sorry.
That must be so infuriating.
He was Redditing instead of doing his job, which was essentially he, instead of spawning in and just like running Skeleton King, which I know is like literally that first act, or just testing monster spawns, it was just him browsing Reddit.
Basically, because it was apparently too demanding of his time to
now
actually work.
Was this immediate? Was this a gradual onset of more Redditor Thor coming out? Okay.
This was a constant. And it was to the point where in Q...
Chat, who's on Twitch right now and you're at work? Is Pirate you? Make sure make sure your coworkers don't see you being on fucking Twitch, man. God. Actually, God. I feel like it's common.
Anyway, we had a maximum of 2 displays. Like that was just your kit. You had 2 displays. If you had 3, it was because you had a Mac for testing. That's it. He requested a 3rd display because he claimed he needed it for his bots when he started doing some automation testing. He just wanted it to have the extra space for Reddit, YouTube, mail. He just wanted the extra space.
Okay.
Totally. Okay, is it that bad though? Because I don't know how demanding testing is. I mean, apparently he was just idling in the client. But I feel like a lot of people, they watch like Twitch on the side, YouTube on the side while they're gaming. But I guess it's not like gaming. But maybe, you know, I don't know. So maybe it's not like too bad. I don't know. Yeah.
A huge slack ass. And I completely understand like the ADHD mentality of I just need stuff.
Yeah.
And like I also I vibe code. Like I get it. If you're compiling, if you're running bots, you probably want to do other stuff while something is running and just kind of observe the console. I get it. I know how these things work.
Okay.
But I'm saying like this dude was legit just ignoring the tasks at hand. We would sit like with the window divider between us. I would sit there watching my buddy, and he would watch me, and we would just be sitting there waiting for Jason to actually participate in the team tasks that we had been assigned.
So why weren't you correcting it? Like if this was the entire way, like I would get fired if I was doing something like that.
Yeah. So that is the funny thing. I brought this up to my specialist who sat behind me. So it was specialist, me, Thor. He said, well, you could try to escalate it, but no one's going to do anything because I've tried to report it before. So I talked to my manager.
So they've reported it multiple times. So I'm assuming they talked to him directly and he just did not change his behavior? Or like saw any issue in it, or they were afraid to like talk to him directly. But she did say he's like nice socially, so I'm sure they brought it up. You don't think they talked to him? Yeah, maybe they didn't.
Talked to one of the department heads. Like I talked to the manager over the project, and I was essentially told that no one.
If that was happening to me, if I was pirate and somebody called me out like that and talked to me like that, I would be so embarrassed and like apologetic. And if they then escalated, I'd be like, I would be sweating. Like, what the fuck?
He's going to do anything because of who he is, and this has nothing to do with Joey Ray directly. Like, I want to make this very clear. I'm also friends with Joey Ray. Like, he is a mutual friend of friends. Okay, so like I've had direct interactions. I know him well enough to say he would absolutely not do anything to help Jason. Like, he is not somebody who spoke to get him rehired. But here's how nepotism actually works, which Jason also doesn't understand. It does not look good on your future at Blizzard if you mess with an executive's son, period. Everybody knows who Jason is. If you write him up, if you fire him for misconduct or otherwise, people are going to know you did it. They're not going to know that anything was actually going on. They're just gonna know you were the guy that fired Joey Ray's son, and your career is pretty much toast because everybody in the games industry knows each other too.
Okay, I hear that a lot, that in games, like, it's a very small world. But you think... do you think his dad would protect him like that? If his son... Like, if I was the dad, I would be mad at my son making me look bad. You know? Like... If my son or like my daughter or whatever relies on me for a job and they all know we're connected and they're all kind of pissed at me, I would be mad at him. I would correct him. It's weird. I feel like if you're like a son or somebody in the company, you need to do better because... Like, people then underestimate you and think it's nepotism. I feel like you have to work, like, harder and not be on Reddit the whole time.
So, who's going to actually do anything because Jason's doing nothing? Nobody. They're just going to let him do what he's going to do.
His dad probably never knew.
And that's exactly what I was
Yeah, I would
and
like to
that's exactly
know that.
why Jason was allowed to form his hacks team, which is actually just exploits testing. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted to do, because nobody would course correct him.
Okay.
So they were all too... If nobody would correct him. So they were all too afraid to say something? Maybe he thought he was fine. Maybe he thought he was doing the work. Right? Else I feel like he wouldn't talk about Blizzard like that or mention it all the time. Like, it seems like he's proud of like working there and takes pride in his work. I think the audience were too afraid. Pussy! Like, what? Pussy team? Pussy Blizzard team? I don't know.
Now, what year was this when he came on for the Diablo 3? Was this the first time he was hired in?
This was when he came back, I believe. This was, I think, 2011.
I'm taking this with a
okay, so this is the second
grain of
round
salt
of coming in. You said, to the best of your knowledge, it was as soon as he got hired back in,
know.
he was acting exactly like that. He was not...
Yeah.
Okay. With that knowledge, I also just kind of want to touch on, so you say that he kind of created that exploitation team, not because there was a requirement for it, but just because he would not be course corrected to do anything else. And the reason I kind of bring this up, I'm not trying to make Thor look bad intentionally, but I'm targeting the way that you had brought this up about him being and creating that exploit team. It wasn't because he was the best to do it, it's because he's the one that wanted to do it.
My understanding is... It's what he wanted to do, and he presented...
Shit, the next chapter is called Screaming at Co-workers for Charity? Okay, we have to watch this.
...candidate to do it. And I am not going to pretend to know the inner workings of how it came to be, because I was not part of those conversations at all. So I don't know if he actually formed the team, or if the QA managers formed the team, including him. It's weird calling it a hacks team. It's really not hacking. Like, it is a focused automation testing team. That's really what it was.
Use
like,
bots to
focused on
test the reported bugs and exploits.
Yeah, it was automation testing.
Okay. With that, I think we got a good understanding of what that was. I've kind of touched on that nepotism bit myself too, and was like, well, it's not just, oh, his dad, is like up here. It's like, well, it's not that. It's a very, you don't see it, you feel it. That's it. And the person who's, getting it is not going to notice that. So it's interesting. I'm glad we got a bit more insight on that. You guys knew each other clearly as coworkers. Was there anything like,
does
you
she
guys
still work at
spend time playing
Blizzard?
video games,
I'm
or-
assuming now that she's talking about it, she's not really scared anymore. So she must have a different job now. Like, there's no way
Or
she
anything
still
like
works
that.
there,
Oh
right?
yeah, geez. A couple things. So video games. There was actually a charity event on campus. It's an Extra Life charity that every year, as Team Zerg, unofficially, Blizzard would put together our own team for donations to raise money for Children's Hospital of Orange County, and we would play games on campus for 24
I wonder
hours
what the
straight.
incentive is. I was thinking about that too. Like, I was thinking, is she streaming now or something? Maybe it's just like a way to get out of trauma.
It just happened to participate in this.
Injustice?
I was on his team for a league tournament, and he screamed at our team for apparently not gearing correctly to counter the other team, because we were just that bad, when it's not like we were losing so severely, because we all played League regularly. It was not that big of a deal.
They played League of Legends? What, League?
And we're all sleep deprived. It was very early in the morning after an overnight of playing games. And we're like, seriously, dude, you are raging at everybody. Like, our entire team. He was just yelling across the floor at everybody.
It's a charity.
What? Okay, so I can't. And for a charity event? When I was playing with Pirate, we did quite a few dungeons together. He never, like, really screamed. But he did make fun of my hunter skills. Or he did say, oh, hunters are so bad, blah, blah. That's what he did do. And that did piss me off at the time. But him screaming, I can't imagine. Was he right? No, I was fine. I was a fine hunter. And he was a bit of a dick to Lakari too. And he did say he was made himself out to be like really good at WoW. But we saw he wasn't, right? And he did put other people down in that way. It did feel shitty, like, and I did crash out on him at some point. I was shouting at him. There's a clip somewhere. But yeah,
correct.
It was a children's charity
shouting.
event. And we're like, wow, we all play League, but man, like, we usually only experience this stuff in League. Most of us like played League with each other at work, but this was our first time actually playing with him this week.
Okay, Chad, but honestly, League, I feel like in League, people are allowed to have crash outs. I feel like
Especially at work, so that was
come
a whole
on
new experience, and the last time literally any of us played any games with him. And ironically, I actually have something here that I wanted to show you. So they give us like these little,
but his
hearts
crash out was
whenever we
probably
do
annoying.
cool things at Blizzard.
You probably couldn't tell him that he had any fault in it too. And that's
this
the
was
annoying part then.
related to the charity event. That was like thanking me for playing nice with my coworkers, and I'm like, oh wow, he got one of these too. So yeah, I was kind of floored when I was going through some of my work stuff. Before that had happened, and not too long after he had joined the team, I had a roommate who urgently had to move out. She had a family emergency. She could no longer like stay in the apartment. And I was like, that's cool. I'll find another roommate. Panicking. Pirate joined the team, and he apparently urgently needed to move out of his dad's house for some reason. So anyways, I was like, hey, so I barely know you. And of course I asked some people around, I'm like, so is this guy like a psycho? Like, is this something reasonable? Is he gonna trash my place if I ask him, like, if he wants to rent this room from me? Because it was a full like bedroom plus his own private bathroom. Like it was basically a split apartment.
That's crazy. I would never want to live with a coworker. And then also like a man and like a nerd. Ew.
So it was ideal for renting and sharing. Like it wouldn't have been weird with Nicole coming over or anything. Like it would have been fine. And I knew Nicole as well, and she was a perfectly normal human being.
Nicole being, sorry, who?
Nicole, I believe, is the girl he ended up marrying.
Oh, okay.
His ex-wife. Yeah.
Okay. Just to confirm. So the time.
Wait, he was married?
Girl he ended up marrying.
Sorry, who?
Nicole, I believe, is the girl he ended up marrying.
Oh, okay.
His ex-wife. Yeah.
Is he still married?
Just to confirm. So the timeline events, that charity thing happened a bit after. So you guys had already been rooming together, and then you did not know him prior to him going to work with you.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Cool.
Like I barely knew who Joey Ray was at the time. Told Pirate, I'm like, hey, are you really looking to rent a place? Because I had this room open. So he ended up taking me up on the offer. He also had a cat, and I was like, cat non-destructive, right? Like I have furniture and stuff because this is fully furnished. And he was like, yeah, totally non-destructive. I'm like, cool, because I love cats. I have no animals. Fine fit. Great. We're on the same team, same overtime schedule. Amazing.
So he ends up being your roommate. It sounds really good. Every bare minimum's met, not crazy girlfriend, a cat that he's saying is not destructive. How does that end up pulling out? How long were you guys roommates for?
It took days for him to start screaming at people on Eve overnight.
Eve Online. Eve Online.
Okay, screaming at night. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The cat.
I'm laughing because, like, if I was somebody's roommate, I think they might talk about me like that. It took days for her to scream. If I played League yesterday, the WoW Arena.
That's totally non-destructive. Straight up destroyed one of the chairs within the first week. And because it was patent leather, like the polyurethane stuff, he offered to tape it up for me, not replace it, and also tried to make it out like the cat never did anything to the chair, even though it was like raked and like cheese grated up.
The cat scratched the shit out of the chair. There's no
scratched the shit out of the chair.
Right. You can't do that any other way. Yeah.
Yeah. There was no way around it. Pretty much any time that I came home and went into the kitchen, all the dishes everywhere, like the pans, still food in them on the stove, shit everywhere, food, countertops, everything everywhere. Like it was not disgusting sty, but it was very just a fucking mess. Okay. And when
I think it is okay when you live alone, because look, I'm like that too, but if I would live with somebody and move into their home and they take me out of the kindness of their heart, she basically did that, right? Because he was under stress finding a place to live, then I think you should be on your best behavior. What? That's crazy, man.
And you're working overtime, you just want to come home, make a quick meal or whatever, especially on weekends when you're not doing overtime. You don't want to have to clean up after your roommate to function in your own apartment. So
fuck that.
Trying to do gentle nudging, like, hey dude, could you like be a bit better about putting away leftovers and stuff, like trying to be diplomatic about the whole thing. And
I would crash out.
Combination of things, right? Like the not letting me sleep, the cat destruction, the mess of it all.
That was happening within the first week, all of these things that you're listing.
First week.
Okay, how long did this go on for?
Well, this made me more suspicious about what else was going on. And I'm not
Thanks for
a
the
privacy invader, but he had left the door open to his bathroom, and I like...
Okay, at least he had a bathroom for himself.
Just looked inside because it was in the hallway. It was like a hallway to go through to the bathroom and then his bedroom, which the door was closed, so I did not go in there. And then my bedroom. So like I just turned on the hall light and I peeked in there and the place was a fucking sty. He had never put up a shower curtain in the bathroom. There was like ash.
How do you not put a shower curtain? Then everything is full of water.
Ashy stuff everywhere, like gray ash. There was like ashy stuff everywhere, like gray ash kind of looking spots everywhere, including like in the shower, on the floors, on the countertops. The toilet it had been a fucking week and I could not understand the state of things. Let me just say that I was very concerned. Okay, and the sum of it all, I was like, this is not.
I want to see pictures. No, that goes too far. Okay, sorry. No, I don't.
Out, my guy. So I just like had to talk with him and I was like,
she
hey,
must have taken pictures?
This is not a thing between us because you're a cool dude. But like with the cat who said non-destructive, already destroyed a chair, this is not gonna work out. Like I'm pretty sure that's straight how I played it. But I'm like, the sum of all things, I do not need this apartment destroyed. You know, it's my deposit, my name on this primarily because I was a primary resident and I do not need destruction of property on my record or any of that. So like I could not take that chance. He inelegantly took it as a all right, fine, I'll move out kind of thing. He did get out of there within the next month. He never paid me back for the chair, by the way. Never did anything about that. And when he finally did move out,
dude, he's fucking rich. Just pay, man.
I wish I had saved pictures of the state of his room. He had cleaned nothing, so I had to clean everything.
He cleaned nothing.
There was like, I don't know what on the walls in his bedroom, and you're just gonna have to like take my word for this. I don't know if it was snot or something else, just like wiped here and there on the walls, and more of the like random gray
snot on the walls? Or white stuff? Maybe glue?
Stuff. Just
maybe hang up some posters? Maybe glue. It was glue. Yeah, for poster. Is that poster?
Spots and things. It's very clearly not like smoke ash because there was no odor of it or anything.
That is just strange. That sounds like a cryptid.
It was very strange, right? It was disgusting. Like,
okay, but if you come on the wall and there's your co-worker there still living, wouldn't you want to hide it when you move out? Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, what? I don't. There's phones, like, they can film it. I would be so ashamed, man. And even if it is snot. I also don't want anyone to see my snot on the wall, too. Oof.
Masked up and gloved up and everything for all of this because, like, holy, like, well,
it was glue.
Gross. Lesson learned. Don't get guys as roommates, especially when you're a girl who gets the icks from this kind of thing.
So that's a lot of that personal stuff. Now, I think...
chat, okay, mostly guys in my chat, do you put your cum on the wall? I think it's not a guy issue. I think it's not a guy issue. I think that's a private issue. I wouldn't even think of that, man. Where else am I gonna put it? Oh, fuck. Yeah, guys, what's with the DGen streamers and putting shit on the wall? Aslan put like his blood on the wall. Pirate puts his boogers or cum or glue on the wall. Like, what's that, man? But why on the wall? Like, just put it in your like bed sheet or something. That's still gross, but at least you can wash it.
think that is relevant. I do think so. This was what, 10 years ago now? 15?
Forever. Yeah. It's quite some.
So I'm not, again, this isn't to dismiss that.
Wait,
that
10 years ago?
I do think so. This was what, 10 years ago now? 15?
Forever. Yeah. It's quite some.
So I'm not, again, this isn't to dismiss that. That sounds absolutely horrific.
15 years ago. How old is he? How old do we know how old he is, Pirate? I guess like 40? Then he did that at 25? Yeah, at 22 you don't do that shit.
Horrific. You know, this was some of that old stuff, but I really appreciate getting to hear it. If you have any information, like whether it be like even if you have text messages or emails or anything else to kind of corroborate that time, it'd be awesome. If you don't, that's, you know, we're just taking your testimony as testimony. And I think it's just good to know, have some of that context getting into it.
I'll send you over some of the screenshots that I also sent to some of my other.
Yo, receipts? What's that? So when I first met you, 2011, and now getting to know you better, I'm all ... And today I was tired, so I was all ... What is that? I slept so long, then played WoW and League all day as Heimerdinger and chilled hard while healing turrets. His passive is amazing. The fine irony. Anna calling the department manager irresponsible because he's not making himself easily available.
Co-workers, because like when all the pirate stuff like really started stirring, like we started sending stuff to each other, one of our other friends, he's another person that played League with Jason at one point, apparently also got raged at, but this guy is a master troll. This guy was also one of my best friends. Would print out a photo of Edward Cullen's face and tape it to the bottom of Pirate's mouse, so that whenever he would come back to his desk, he would wiggle his mouse to try to wake his PC, and he just couldn't wake his PC, so he'd have to flip his mouse over and be greeted with Edward Cullen's face. And you could just hear him scream across the floor.
It's good to know. So this wasn't like, you know, he swooned everybody with his charisma. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, like, the internet understands that. A lot of people are, you know, he was in the good graces of most of the internet literally just a year ago. But you're saying, so even with that, and I think it makes sense based on his quote-unquote work ethic or lack thereof, there were people that already were, like, he was just kind of irritating.
And I feel like this is why a lot of people aren't really talking about him, because like there's several camps of us. Either people just legitimately didn't know him at the time, didn't care to know him, don't remember him, aren't even aware he exists at this time. He was on no one's radar. There's no reason for him to be on anyone's radar right now. They have no clue who he is. There's people like me who had to work directly with him and are just so raged that they don't want to talk about him. There are his few friends who like may speak positively about him, but we don't really hear anything from them. But then there's also the few people who want to speak out, but they don't because they're afraid of the repercussions. And I feel like that's the majority of the people that I know too, because games industry is so small. A lot of people are still in games. So they don't want to talk about these things because, again, you know, like they don't want things to come back to them.
Is it even a matter of, so does Jason's dad, does he have this like undying love and adoration for his son that is going to
this interview would be sick for CNN, man. But yeah,
impact
CNN
someone's
is
work history? Is there just the fact that he would speak about someone's son?
No.
Died a little bit.
Here's the thing about Joey Ray. I am not in his DMs at all about any of this because I respect him and I know, like, at least in the past, about how he's felt about this thing. His entire mentality has been, if you have a problem with Jason, take it up with Jason. Like, he doesn't want to deal with any of that. He's not the kind of person who's like going to come to his rescue.
That sounds like the healthiest way for nepotism to be dealt with. That sounds like, I mean, Joey Ray sounds like, yeah, you shouldn't be going to me because that's how you propagate this. So I guess I was...
Okay, but when that is the case, why were they also afraid to say anything? Huh? So, like, saying that, I don't feel like they would have gotten fired if they complain about his son to, like, others, you know? It's weird.
more asking,
She
like,
explained
the
well,
people that shied
no.
away, is it simply because
Yes,
they
but
knew
it
that
makes
Thor
no
was,
sense to
you know,
me.
the son of him? Or was it because, like, there were also consequences because
Is that
he
with
was
fire? You're not
like,
his dad? But if his dad doesn't give a shit about it, why would they?
was he protecting Thor in any step, or was it just the fact that they were, you know, father and son?
A lot of people that aren't
Yeah,
speaking
to
up
me,
aren't
this
doing
is.
it because they're
I mean, this is
afraid
juicy,
of
but
Thor's
I don't
followers,
really like
actually.
care about it. Like,
They're afraid of
of
internet.
course, like 15 years ago, you put some shit on your wall. Don't clean it. It's gross, but yeah, it's like
internet people coming for them.
There's nothing to do with
whatever.
Legitimately
Okay.
has nothing to do with his dad, because his dad, like, especially anybody that knew him, like, at Blizzard while they were there, and those of us, like, who know him a little bit better outside of Blizzard,
So
he's
he was just
normal,
like a
he's
dick.
just a dude. Like, he happens to have been an executive who worked at Blizzard forever. He's a cool guy, don't get me wrong, but he's not somebody who's going to mess with people. That is not him. He is not like that. He would never do anything like that.
I just wanted to include that last part there because I think it's important to make a distinction that it wasn't like, you know, Joey Ray going out of his way to smite down anybody that would talk badly or, you know, report his son. I just really wanted to make sure that I was representing him in the same way that she was describing him. And just to reiterate on a final note, like, yeah, this stuff happened back in like 2011. Now, Pirate was like 24, 25 at around this time. So I still think, you know, Brain was pretty well developed at this point. You know, maybe he has changed over the last, like, truly over a decade now. I think probably the most significant part of this video is just kind of pushing back on his claims that he didn't get the second job at Blizzard through nepotism, when it looks very clearly, based off of her testimony, like that's exactly what happened. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section.
Curious what I think. I think this is it's whatever. Okay. Okay, sure. Now we can meme about come on this wall. Like, that's it. Shouting at people on League, normal. Normal to me. Okay, he uses some weird smiley faces in his messages. Reddit at work. Yeah, seems like whatever.